right now. Um, it's Saturday. It's a beautiful Saturday here in the A, and um, trying to enjoy, you know, this football Saturday. We got UGA coming up. Uh, we got Michigan that's getting mollywopped. Uh, you know, I don't. Only thing I can say is you got a couple of teams out there that look really, really good. Of course, Georgia's one. Texas is looking pretty good. Texas is looking pretty good. And then I think what I saw from Alabama last week was dominant, but it was against a lower tier. So when they start getting into the bulk of that strength of their schedule, then we can start determining that factor on that. Right now it's a toss up. It's a toss up. Today I'm doing a Cao Pilon. Okay, a Cao Pilon. It's a medium smoke, medium. They'll say medium to full, but to me it's more of a medium. If that's something. So the notes are going to kind of be have a little bit of earthiness to it. Got a little bit of caramel on a cold draw. Cold draw is when you inhale it, the cigar, without it being lit. So that way you can kind of get some cold notes as far as what it's going to do. Once fire gets to it, then that note probably can subdue and may not be as present as you would want it to be. But I definitely get some earthy and some caramel finishes to this. I want to talk about some things with you guys. First things first, we lost a guy that was he was an artist yesterday, and I get it. A lot of people like, what is it that he did, anything like that. At the end of the day, we have an unscheduled event that happened, and it's based upon partaking in some things that other people might not view as deemable. I'm trying to be tactful with it. But at the end of the day, be careful out there, man, because it's a lot of stuff out there that's willing to, take you up out of here. You got something, you got a product right now that's out where by touch you can pass out. By touch, you don't have to inhale it, you don't have to take it, you don't have to ingest it, just off the touch. It can take you out of here. So please be careful about that. That's the first thing. Second thing, and that is that we can go through life trying to dictate and stand ground, and you can win a battle, but you'll end up losing the war. Let me correlate that to relationships. You can have an argument with a person or have a disagreement with a person, and you can allow for it to let it choose your next steps. And you can go out there and create some type of big rigmarole around it, thinking just because, hey, I gotta win this situation here. And then you can turn around and lose someone that's unreplaceable. Now, we can sit here and we can call a spade, or try to sit here and say, well, hey, it ain't about that, about whatever. If you know that you got a good person, if you know that you got someone that's down for you, if you know that you got someone that's willing to put in the time and energy with you, it seems like it's a no-brainer. But you can continue to choose however you want to. And we'll see how it works out for you. Because at the end of the day, if you imprint a relationship, that imprint is going to be there. And for the people that don't know what imprinting means, is that your presence, what you do, how you act, how you treat a person, how you treat them. Do you treat them with kindness and respect? Is there any point in the situation that you felt a person was going to be violent towards you, going to put hands against you, be disrespectful to you? You know what I'm saying? Try to emotionally talk down to you. Things of that nature. If the sex game is good, y'all laugh, y'all get along with one another, y'all joke with one another, and y'all have good times with one another, evaluate that process. Evaluate that thought of you sitting here saying, well, hey, I can find better. You might never find better. You might never find better. Sometimes you only have one time to meet that one person. You can meet a bunch of other people, but that don't mean that they're fit for you. Because I'm a firm believer that sometimes there are people that are placed in your life to be seasons. And there are small amounts of people that's placed in your life to be there for a lifetime. Now, we could try to make a season a lifetime, and that's a lot of times that's what we get caught up with. We try to make a season into a lifetime. We try to say, okay, well, hey, it ain't that bad, it ain't that this, and then the person that you're with continue to keep doing the things that they do to take you for granted. And then when it's gone, you're mad at the world. And I've always told people all the time, you can sit here and lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself. When you're in that house by yourself and it's raining outside, and you're sitting there drinking a glass of wine, looking at romantic dramas. Who's there? Guys, you can try to be so hard to the point where that woman who takes care of you, who makes sure you're fed, makes sure you're taken care of, where's she gone? So we can sit here and make decisions in our life, and we can hurt ourselves. A lot of times we can be in situations whereas a person that's really good for you, you're so caught up with your ways and how it has to be. It has to look like this. It has to be like this, that you miss the opportunity. We need to stop missing opportunities. We do. We need to stop missing opportunities. We need to start taking advantage of the situation that is in front of us, and we need to be able to have better evaluation processes. If you are around a person and they cannot bring strife to your life, they can bring a set of peacefulness to you, and they can motivate you to want to go out there and be the best version of you. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. You know, don't get mad if you lose that. Especially if you lose it based upon an assumption, an optic, or if you lose it based upon the simple fact that you're just so caught up in your emotions. I think emotional people scare people because you know that whatever's said and done is going to be done out of emotion. And see, emotion will cloud your judgment. Because when you sit back and you think about it, there's a lot of emotional people that's locked up right now. They locked up based on emotion. You know, you have to understand, we are in this society where nobody wants to be judged. Nobody wants to be, held accountable. But life holds you accountable. Your job holds you accountable. So why shouldn't friends and loved ones also be able to hold you accountable? Oh, you want to walk around with someone and do all kind of crazy stuff and then think that that's okay to be that way. If you go out and you speed in a car, emotionally, you can justify the speeding. Hey, I'm late for work. Running to get home. I left something on the stove. I left my wallet, my cell phone, purse, whatever at the house. I got to run back and get it, and I got to get to where I got to get to. You can do all of that. But when it comes to the court of law and that policeman that pulls you over, you broke the law. So you're going to be judged. Did you not know the rules? The rules are this, this, this. Did you break those rules? If the speed limit is 55 and the county might, the city or the county that you might be in, they might have a 5-mile or 10-mile grace period on that. So if the speed limit is 55, if you go 66, did you not break the law? Did you not break the law? You did. So you will be judged. If you believe in the Bible, you realize that there's going to be judgment. It says it all over. It tells you throughout. You're going to be judged based upon the life that you live, the things that you do. Now we try to justify all of that kind of stuff. We'll sit back and we'll say, well, whatever I do is small and minimal. Alert. There's only a couple of sins that outweigh others. This is my personal belief of it. There's a couple of sins that outweigh others. The taking of someone's own, because you can't ask for forgiveness. blasphemy. When you're saying something against your creator. And that's why they say you have to honor thy mother and father. Because they gave you life. And if you can disrespect your mother and father, God knows you can disrespect anybody else. So we gotten to the point where we now have no morals no more. Look at the things that are on social media. Look at the things of how it's ran in the government. Look at how people are just talking and not being considerate to other people's situations. We're living in a unjust, uncouth life right now. We're trying to justify the crazy, idiotic things that are going on out here in this world. When you have a person a young kid that comes up and takes someone from this place, and as a parent, you teaching them that rhetoric, whatever rhetoric it is. Did you do your child a service? Did you allow for your child to become a better version of you? No, you didn't. You allow for your child to become worse than you. And you sacrificed his life for that. It's your job to parent. Be a parent. You got to be their friend. It's nice if, you can have that type of camaraderie. But at the end of the day, it's my job to protect you and provide for you and to give you moral issues so that you can go out and you can raise your family. When you get grown, you can now raise your family. But we're having too much heartache right now. We're having too many things that are going on. We got too many emotional people that are determining someone else's life. We got too many emotional people that's determining what a person should and shouldn't do. We got too many emotional people that's saying that it's okay to do some of this crazy and nonsense that's going on out here. Where does it stop? When does it stop? I try not to get too much into anything political because, political is something that, it doesn't matter how you look at it. People are they're going to try to justify anything, any type of craziness that's going on. They're going to try to justify it. And at the end of the day, people all have their views, and they are entitled to the views that they have. They're entitled to it. They can choose to go one way or another. That's their choice. But understand, just because you make that choice, you're going to have to deal with those consequences of that. That's a part of life. You got to deal with those consequences. Look at this. It's burning pretty evenly. Got a pretty much good white ash on it, started off with. This is a really good smoke. It averages about 9 to $10 at most spots. At the most, 11. You know, if you're in a tax-free state, you can probably get it for about $9. But it's a great medium smoke. CAO does a great job, and they got a great line out there. A lot of people don't really give them guys a lot of props, but CAO puts out a great product. They put out great product. You know, great product. You got the basings that they do, which is phenomenal. They had one that I used to love. I don't know why they stopped producing it, but and for as a Connecticut, it was a very flavorful Connecticut, which was the 2020. It was a small batch release. If you didn't get a chance to try it, my bad. Great cigar. You can do that cigar in the morning. You can do that cigar in the afternoon. You can do it in the evening. You can do it on the golf course. You can do it at the driving range. You can do it sitting down in the backyard with some sweet tea. You can do it with some scotch. You can do it with some coffee. You know, it's just a lot of different things that you can do with that cigar. I wouldn't do anything. This is just me. I wouldn't do this with anything that's heavy. Heavy branding spirits are more equipped to be with heavy and full palate cigars. You know, so if I'm doing a bourbon or I'm doing something that's really rich, heavy, stout, you know, I wouldn't do this with a Guinness because a Guinness would overpower it. But I would definitely do this with something that is medium to light, and then you'll be able to enjoy it. But I just had to talk a little bit about that before we go back into this thing that we got called life. You know, we've lost some greats. You know, over this substance thing. There's going to be people that we lose. There's going to be political figures that we lose. There's going to be social media influences that we lose, entertainment influences that we lose, loved ones. You know, but we gotta get back to the basics. You know, we can sit here, and if you notice now, what they're doing is they're charging the father with charges what happened up at Appalachia, you know, high school, in Bartow, Wind the Barrel area. That little, you know, no, they're not Bartow. That was Wind the Barrel. That little area up there. It's outside of the city limits of Atlanta. It's about 45 minutes from Atlanta. If you're in Gwinnett, you may be 20 minutes from it. It's on the other side of Collins Hills, so a little further down. But we have got to take back our families. We got to start holding our children accountable. What happened to us being parents? Why is it so much of a situation now that we are trying to be our kids' friends? I don't understand that. Are you know, is it because we don't have fathers in the house like we used to anymore? And if that's the thing, then we need to ask the question, why? Why don't we have fathers in the house anymore? And we got to be honest with it. Whether it is the government is telling you that you can't have a man in your house, or you just refuse to comply because you want to run your household and you want to be acknowledged as a chief. But see, with great name comes great responsibility. To be in a position of power, that means that you have to look out for the other people, the smaller people, the people that are in your house, the people that are in your district, the people that are in your schools. You gotta look out for them. And that's where we're lost, because a lot of times we forget. You know, a lot of people go into politics with the right mindset, and some kind of way it gets corrupted. They get corrupted. You know, and then I'm a firm believer that we should have term limits set for everything. There should not be 25 years, senators. There shouldn't be, senators that are out there that has been in Senate for 40 years, falling asleep doing events, things of that nature. Listen, you made your money. You made your money. Redefine yourself. The money that you made, apply it. Sit on it, let it grow, invest. You can go open up a farm, it don't matter. But let it be fresh. Let it be fresh. Veterans can only be around for so long, because at the end of the day, if you look at, sports, there's a lifespan. Because your body just cannot perform. It can't regenerate. It can't rejuvenate like you are when you're younger. So the offset to youth is wisdom. That's why they always say you can't have youth and wisdom at the same time. You're either going to be young or you're going to be wise. And if you are an older person out still out here making dumb decisions, that means that you're not wise yet. And if you are youthful and you are out here making wise decisions, you're no longer young. You're wise. We still have to go about the mentoring process. I think that's one of the biggest issues and concerns that we have in all communities. Is being able to feel like you can talk to someone. Someone can talk to you. Someone can calm you down off of that ledge. Someone can talk you down from that ledge. We don't have that anymore. We don't. We don't have people sitting back speaking energy, speaking life into people. We have people sitting here advising them to go ahead and jump off the cliff because they want to see you splatter. So then they can turn around and talk about you while you're floating, whichever way you float. After you're going to go into your eternal sleep, and when it comes down to Judgment Day, remember what I said. Judgment Day. We are all going to come in front of Judgment Day. We're going to come in front of it, whether you like it or not. So, why would you not want to have your name in the book of life? Why would you not want your father to know who you are? Why would you not want to know who your mother is? You got to know. Smoke well, my friends. Enjoy. Subscribe, comment, like. Be good.